Okay, what's up, Pisces? How are you? I'm Clarity, and welcome to Spread Space. So, let's get right into it. So, in the center and the theme of your reading, you received the Hangman in reverse. So it's like you're no longer in suspension. You finally saw, or you finally sacrificed. It's like whatever you are waiting for ever to do in order for this, it was like a conflict with yourself. And if you're playing a game with yourself, it's like, well, if you lose, you win. If you win, you win. So either way, you're a winner. So you receive this defeat card. And like I said, I don't think that you lost, it's a win-win here. I mean, you could be on the other side where there was a confrontation with somebody else and you had to see this situation from another point of view, because it was like you were suspended, you were just hanging there, and possibly for a very long time. Like, this takes patience, and at least you gained something. You received the gain, and a lot of this has to do with the collective. Now you have the 10 of Pentacles here, which is like to the ending, and the Empress right next to it. So it's like you definitely completed this. You're no longer suspended. And if you are, you won't be for much longer. Now, I see this ramp and this devil's coming up. So it's like possibly you are battling with some kind of an addiction or something that was chaining you, either to something negative or possibly a lie, or when you think of the devil, you think of these evil things. And the Empress sits right, like, that's the door. She sits in front of that door. Whatever comes in that door is her creation. Whatever leaves that door, it's like, how do I want to say this? There is a quote from Marcus Aurelius. I redid a whole bunch of quotes for my meditation from him. It's not posted yet, but possibly you could take a look at it when it's posted. But it was like, and this reminds me of the Empress. He said, whatever is born, whatever is dying, okay, here we go, sorry. Whatever has died or has left that's the energy that's used for whatever's rebirth. So at this door, you have all that coming and going energy. And it's possible that you are coming and going and coming and going. Like something real quick like that, like back and forth. And this has to do with the pleasures you seek. Like, what do you do for fun? What do you like to do? This is also the Six of Cups, which is also like looking back on the past. What did you used to like to do? Or what did you do that kind of got you hanging there, like left you suspended? Now, it seems to me that your pleasures are more of a responsible thing to do. Like, The Queen of Discs is Queen of Pentacles, and she's very responsible. She gets her work done. She is very hardworking, and it takes a very, very, very long time to get to this Queen, from the Ace, or especially when you're suspended by these pleasures. It's like these pleasures are what's keeping you hanging, or were what was keeping you hanging. Now, this Queen of Disc, it's like whether you came up with a new responsibility or a new plan of action, some way you receive that you have this responsibility now. It's like you don't want to get back into this negative emotional energy, Pisces. It's like one conversation or one emotional, maybe one woman or something, and it possibly could be your mother, but this is telling me that there's something covered, okay? Now, possibly you're covering your emotions when it comes to this change or the suspension. Now, this is Mars energy in Scorpio, which Mars is very fiery, and Scorpio is a very shadowy card, which has to do with digging. Somebody else had it. What was it? Taurus, like digging up by the roots. It's almost like in order to fill these cups back up, because it's the card of disappointment, and your cups aren't empty, and it's perhaps because you've put a cover on your pleasure, or you're becoming more responsible when it comes to this. But it's like you don't want to get caught up in these emotions, because it's like one conversation or one fall off will bring you right back to this disappointment. And it perhaps has to do with your flock, your sangha, your crew, your swarm. Like, and this is separation from that, and perhaps that's why the hangman was hanging. Maybe you were separated from this group, and that's a good thing, because it seems like this group is right under the hooves of this the devil creature. Maybe this has to do with Capricorn, but I see you're like right in the door, like this Empress of this, like leaving, coming and going. So it's like when the door shuts, the next time the door opens, these negative things, these negative beliefs, whether they're false, I believe that they're false. I believe that they're like false beliefs probably you had of yourself from childhood, or a disappointment you had in your childhood, perhaps when you were 5. You have both of the 5s on the board, which you have the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. And 5s are very challenging and complicated, and they issue a change. And both of these 5s, you see the star is in reverse. So it's like the truth is, this process was to let the truth out. And perhaps that's why you were defeated, because you're still hanging there. Perhaps you're still holding on to the truth, or you're still holding on to this lie. Now, there's this road, and I hear this thing like, if you stay on the track always, you're liable to get hit by the train. So maybe you jumped off this track, so that way it was probably your emotions. Something got you off this track and got you away from your everyday goals or the natural you, something like that. And perhaps that's where you were defeated. But it's like, I'm trying to think of how to word this. It's like you can stay on the track always if you jump on the train, like if you ride the train. So this has to do with like the collective. I'm thinking people in your group, possibly you need a new group or a group you had when you were younger. Something about this. And I was going to tell you that I have so many names in my... Maybe I have to do research about this, the law. The law of one, or maybe this has to do with things people told you when you were young, like a label. Like me, I was like, oh, she's so bad. Well, you know what? I was labeled bad, so you know what I had to be? I had to be bad. So it's like, possibly you still have these like lingering thoughts of these false beliefs from when you were younger. And I don't know what that has to do with it, but it's like time to create new pathways. And what I mean by new pathways is like there's these blockages, and it's probably those false beliefs. And in order to get rid of them, you have to like create new pathways. Not only tell yourself, because when you tell yourself, it stays in the conscience. You want it from the subconscious. So it's like, okay, if I was to learn how to swim, I can read a book all day about learning how to swim. And that'll stay in my conscience. But in order for it to be subconsciously learned for me to know how to swim, I have to actually get in the water and swim. And I have to connect those pathways with what I read and what I did. And the more I swim, the more profound the pathways. So this has something to do with it. Now, your health. Go to the doctors regularly, or your body tells you something. Okay, so maybe you're not listening to your body. Maybe your body's telling you, hey, I need to relax, or you need to rest, or you need sleep, you need to take a break, and you're not listening to your body. So it's a possibility that this hangman was a situation that was like, you gotta stop. You need a break. So you broke your finger, or your work shut down. The universe is giving you, like, since you didn't listen to your body, it's like the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, it was like, oh, well, you don't want to do it? Well, I'll do it for you. So you want to listen to your body. When your body says, hey, this hurts, like my right leg hurts. Okay, well, put more pressure on the left. Sit down. Elevate your leg. You know what I mean? Things like that. Drink more water. You are safe, loved, and protected, and you have all of these new creations. Like this swan is sitting on abundance of creation. So I don't know if these are all ideas, but not only do you have the right ideas, but you have the right way of putting them into motion. You're like sitting at their door, like open, shut, open, shut. And this Queen of Discs says that this is not overnight that it's going to happen. Like, it's a long time. This is something that you need patience for. We need patience to overcome, or to see these ideas to the finish. And I thought this was a spider, but it's not. It's like cracks in this protection. Like there's this guarding something over this group. So it's like, what's wrong with the group? Or, and this has been like a collective message. You know, Venus was zapping it out, all the negative, all the people. Taurus was dropping it like it's hot. Libra was, something's gotta give. Every Sagittarius was, I think Sagittarius was zapping out. I don't know, but each one of your fellow zodiac lovers, whatever, people, however you want to call it, I can't really think, each one of them were talking about how something's got to give. Like, you got to let go of something or get rid of something. Now, this is a new year, so at the end of the year, we have this full moon, and this is reflection. This is deep reflection. So it's like, not only are we reflecting upon ourselves and our inner growth, but we're reflecting on the world around us. We have to connect this solitude with everyone else. You know what I mean? So it's like that ripple, like the thoughts that you think, it goes out into the universe, the Akashic records. It's like even a thought you think goes out there. So the words you say, it makes it bigger splash. So it's like, be careful what you say, because it all goes into your feeling. It's from this feeling something's hidden. Maybe you have this hidden emotion or this hidden feeling, but perhaps you need to talk to yourself about it, write it down. And I see this as a bone, or like, oh, the antlers. So it is, you have to go within. Like the deer, they shed their velvet, and it's like their body tells them to. So it's like, listen to your body, Pisces, because it has many messages for you. And it's like, if you're working and you're doing this and you're doing that, you can't hear, not even yourself think, let alone your own body. So perhaps we need to be in solitude, meditate, in silence, so that way we can get this gain. We might get some luck winning the lottery, or a bonus pay, some kind of extra money somehow. Maybe you find money. And Mercury is at the top of this. So you want to, and Venus is right here. So it's like, you want to have loving words, loving communication. We want to be organized. Our thoughts organized, our plans, our goals, our future goals. Like I said, this is a time of reflection. So it's like, not only are we looking back, but we're creating this connection between the past, the now, and the future. And it's like, we want to take out all of this disappointment And it's like, oh, well, I had this real horrible thing happen to me. How am I supposed to just take that out? Okay, well, like the swimming analogy, when you create these pathways, it's like a new road, right? So, say something happened to you a long time ago, it's still fresh in your emotions, whatever. Once you tell a story over and over and over again, it's not that fresh anymore. It gets old, it gets boring. So it's like you want to tell your story out loud to someone or to yourself in the mirror, a lot of reflection. So that way you don't see this as fresh, as hurt. You want to see this as boring and old, and like it has nothing to do with you anymore. Like if anything, that gave you, it's like you shed your skin after you went through this. It's like a snake eating a rat. It's like you grew and you shed your skin. Like that skin's gone. You're a new snake now. So at the point of this gain is love, and this is universal love. It's like you want to love everyone like you love yourself. How I said about the communication. This collective has a lot to do with it. So on the opposite of Gemini, when I was saying love yourself so much more yourself, you want to love the world so much. You want the world, you know? And that'll help you overcome this fiery disappointment, like when you're looking at like either somebody else or and usually when you're looking at somebody else and you have this ill will or ill feeling, it's normally a reflection, something within you that you see. Like Carl Jung says, it's like a reflection of yourself. So possible solitude, Virgo, might help you. It's like organizing these thoughts, these things, and turning these stars upside down, and that has to do with truth. So it's almost like you have to be blunt and honest with yourself, Pisces, because that's the only real way you're gonna open and shut this door. And when you open it to the new possibilities, there's nothing but wealth gain. There's more and more and more. It's you just don't want to go back into this whatever stagnant emotional energy you were stuck in before, and that's a possibility. So in order to rid you of that possibility entirely, make sure you create new pathways, new passages to the collective, to love. You know, the Empress is not only self-love, like I said, it's universal. Like how you look at the collective is a reflection of yourself. How you look at yourself is a reflection of the collective. So you want to make sure that you're being grateful for all that you have, even if you don't have much. There's other people that would die to be in your situation to have what you have. So in order to prepare you for this interference, this emotional whatever, you don't want to go backwards. You want to protect yourself against this. So make sure you retell your stories. Turn your exciting stories into boring ones so they know you don't want to be excited by these stories anymore. You know what I mean? It's like lessen the excitement of these emotional situations. And perhaps that'll help you become more emotionally secure in yourself, more responsible, more mature emotionally, like this Queen of Cups. And this is a balance. We want to have a healthy balance, like we had the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups. So it's like this is thought and emotion. So we want to have a good balance between our thought and emotion and add passion and desires in there, and are actual physical, tangible things that we can touch. I hope you understand this, Pisces. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know right down below. And to bring this to a close, yeah, don't forget to be grateful, because you do have a lot of opportunities. You have this great opportunity, but you have to put it out there. In order for it to come back to you, you got to put it out there, Pisces. So whatever you want, you have to give to everyone. And it's like that'll come back, like ricochet back, like who was talking about that, Cancer, I think. But yeah, thank you so much. And I love you. Mwah.